Being alone for the holidays sucks, dude.
Is anybody else feeling so frustrated with the fact that they're single?
If you're single, then you know that this time of year can be really lonely and just feel extra hard.
I don't know if anyone feels this way during the holidays. If you're single, sometimes it really gets to...
Many modern women are feeling lonely, sad, that they don't have a man to spend Christmas with.
The holidays are here. Probably one of the harder times to be single.
Just another holiday season spent alone. That if you're spending the holidays alone, it doesn't mean you're not loved.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have 3 cats in my house.
The wall waits for no one, even on holidays. It's got many modern women weeping. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
The holiday season can be magical for some people, but also very lonely and isolating for others. If you're struggling this holiday season, I want you to know you're not alone.
If you're sad about being single at Christmas, just remember, you could be in a relationship where your partner goes away to visit their family, is really bad at communicating, doesn't communicate with you while you're gone, so you feel anxious and you feel like they're cheating on you, and you just feel really bad. But you don't have to do that because you're not in a relationship, so it's fine.
Just another holiday season spent alone. And I want all of you out there to know that if you're spending the holidays alone, it doesn't mean you're not loved. You maybe not be loved by the people you wish loved you, but you are loved. And there's a reason why we're going through this, even if we don't see it yet. So you stay strong, and you remember that waking up on Christmas morning with your breath, with food, with a roof over your head, a car to drive, is a lot to be thankful for, even if you're doing it alone. And I love you. I do.
The wall wins every time indeed. The fact is, many women are feeling lonely, especially during the holidays. They're spending Christmas by themselves, scrolling through social media, watching others celebrate with their families and loved ones, and realizing they have no one to share it with. The festive season, which is supposed to be a time of warmth, connection, and togetherness, becomes a painful reminder of their isolation. The silence of a holiday spent alone is deafening, and the loneliness just hits harder.
I want to know the worst part about being single during the holiday season. It's having to go drive yourself around to look at Christmas lights. Because one, not only do I have to buy my own hot chocolate, but then I also have to drive myself and pay attention to not only the lights, but also the road so I don't hit people.
This is my first Christmas in years being single. And, I'm okay. I'm sad. But I'm okay. And I think it's just because it's the holiday and I'm used to spending it with someone else. But that's okay. So I'm okay. I'm okay.
No, ma'am, you are not okay. It's painfully obvious that this woman is hurting. She openly mentioned that this is the first time she's spending Christmas by herself, and the weight of that reality is written all over her face. This moment is more than just a lonely Christmas. It's a turning point. It forces her to confront her emotions, her choices, and the path that led her here. Regret may be creeping in, along with a longing for connection and a yearning to turn things around. She's hurting, not just because she's physically alone, but because the emotional support and love she once had, or hoped to have, are glaringly absent.
Does anyone else it doesn't feel like Christmas this year? Just doesn't. And I've just accepted that it's not going to. I don't know what it is, if it's that I'm depressed and alone, or if it's just generally not my thing this year. It does not skip. I just want to skip the whole thing.
Why did you turn your camera on for this?
I don't think anybody can prepare you for your first Christmas single. It's all these new changes and all these new things I'm going through, and it hit me this morning, and it sucks, to be honest. It sucks. And not that I need a man, but I want one. I want that partner. just sucks. It just sucks. Anyways, I know a lot of you can relate, and I'm hoping that Christmases get easier and easier. I don't think I'll be single forever, but this first one definitely is hitting. Definitely.
Well, madam, your Christmas will continue to suck unless you go and put yourself out there. But if you don't think you need a man but want one, then why do you desire one to spend Christmas with you? It's a bit of a contradiction, isn't it? If you truly feel like you don't need anyone, why is it that the holidays, a time when togetherness and companionship are at the forefront, bring that desire to the surface? Wanting a man for Christmas could mean more than just company. Maybe it's about having someone to share the experiences, the warmth, and the deeper connection that we all crave. But if you're not willing to make room in your life for that connection, it's hard to expect it to show up.
Hi Divas. I was curious, is anyone else feeling a little bit lonely this season, especially those who are now in their 20s? It is Christmas Eve still, and I'm not going to wake up tomorrow to family and opening things under the Christmas tree. It's me. And that's okay. I'm fine with it being just me. I definitely have some things that I have planned, but I just think that it's definitely a very isolating and lonely feeling.
I don't know if anyone feels this way during the holidays. If you're single, sometimes it really gets to me. Usually just during the holidays, because it would be nice to be with somebody. I'm going to be surrounded by friends and family and people that love me and stuff, but yeah. Sometimes it's just nice to have a significant other, whether it be a boyfriend or a husband or whatever it may be. I am divorced and haven't dated in a while. Don't trust anybody, don't trust myself. But yeah, the holidays can really get to me sometimes. And I'm sure there are single people out there that feel the same way. So I know it can't just be me. It gets a little down on the dump sometimes. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. I'll get over it.
You know, I believe that if these women truly wanted the wifey and husband life, they would have gone and got it. I mean, they've all fought for their independence when it comes to everything else, careers, finances, etc. Now take this divorced woman, for example. She's spending the holidays alone, and you can see the sadness in her eyes. It's clear she wants the connection, but she refuses to date because she doesn't trust anyone. She's afraid of being vulnerable again. Sounds to me like you've got a problem, madam. You can't sit back, lamenting your loneliness, while simultaneously refusing to take any action to change your situation. The longer she stays in her comfort zone, the harder it will be to break free from the cycle of sadness and loneliness.
It would make a perfect gift for Christmas. Just saying.
Try your best not to let it get to you when your family asks you why you're still single this weekend. I know that's easier said than done, but trust me, they're not asking you this because there's something wrong with you. They're asking you because they're insecure about their own lives, and so they're trying to project onto other people.
Another Christmas alone. If you were to ask me 10 years ago if I'd be single at 32, I'd probably scoff at you and laugh, proudly telling you that I for sure would be married with multiple kids by now. I had a moment today on the phone with a friend where I broke a bit. The truth is I'm tired. I'm tired of taking care of myself. I'm tired of being the single one of the group. I'm tired of being on my own. I often get asked how I keep the faith. How do I keep my head up, still being single at 32, seeing it happen for everyone all around me? And my answer is simple. I know it's going to happen for me, so I'm not operating from a perspective or a potential that it might not. I truly believe it's just a matter of time. So really, it's not about keeping your chin up or keeping the faith. It's about getting yourself to a point where you truly believe that your person is out there.
Many women end up in this position where they find themselves reflecting on how their life choices and decisions didn't align with the kind of life they truly wanted to live. This woman, in particular, is tired of being alone. She's surrounded by reminders of what she's missing. Hearing from friends who are celebrating with their partners and families. It's a stark contrast to her own reality, where she's left wondering why she's the one still by herself. The pain she feels isn't just about being single during the holidays. It's the growing realization that time is passing and the life she thought she'd have is slipping further out of reach. She doesn't just want someone to share Christmas with. She longs for the love, companionship, and sense of belonging that she sees her friends enjoying.
If you live alone like me, you know that the holiday season can feel so lonely sometimes.
I just want to check in with all the single girls during this holiday season because I feel like loneliness decides to amp up to like a positive 50 during the months of November, December, and then January and February. Yeah, it's rough, and I get it because I have been single for the last 32 years during this time and every other time, as you know by my account. I feel like I've been keeping really busy, which has been a great antidote to loneliness, like doing things with friends, focusing on going full speed with my career dreams. But that doesn't mean the thoughts of loneliness don't creep in, especially with Christmas coming up. I will be fifth wheeling my family once again, so my mom and my dad, my sister and her fiance, and then there'll be me. And especially having to accept the fact that I was so sure I was gonna meet my future husband this year, and I didn't. I mean, that's not to say God can't move very rapidly within the next month and a half, but you know, there's a very real and possible chance that I will still be single at the end of December. And instead of focusing on what I don't have, I've been trying to focus on all that I do have. Like how much I have personally grown internally and even externally, because I did have a glow up in the beginning of the year. What I am celebrating is my level of confidence. I feel like I am at a point where I just know my worth. I think another thing that helped was when I was about to go on a date with someone who matched up a lot of the requirements on my list. And you know, us girls, we kind of spiral with our thinking, and I immediately was like, this is it. This is the end of my single season. And I was just sitting in my apartment that I live in alone, that I was able to decorate as girly as I wanted. And I was like, I miss it. I miss it already. And so that mindset even was very helpful because I'm like, okay, this is a season that I am definitely going to miss. And so I'm just trying to embrace and soak in every day, no matter how long it feels, no matter how lonely it may feel. I know that it's temporary, and we always want a season that we're not in, I feel. So yeah, I hope this video can just give you encouragement and know that you are seen and you are heard. Maybe we can use the comments to encourage each other. If there's anything you're struggling with, if there's any questions you have, let us all know, because we're in this together. And I believe 2025, that will be our year. I've been saying that every year for the past 15, but you know what? 2025 seems more promising.
So this is a woman who's been single for 32 years. And every time on Christmas, she finds herself alone. And again this year, she's planning on just showing up to her family's Christmas with no partner by her side. You mean to tell me that she had all of last year, all that time to try and find a suitable man, and she still came up empty-handed? The issue is right there, and she told you exactly what it is. It's her checklist. She's got a list of things a man has to meet before she even considers him. And that's where she's missing the mark. Women like that end up single the longest because they're so focused on finding the perfect man that they overlook the importance of connection, compatibility, and growth together. A checklist, while it might sound like a practical way to find someone who ticks all the boxes, often ends up being more of a barrier than a solution.
Who else is dreading Christmas? I'm newly single. Well, I'm divorced. And I haven't had a Christmas without a partner since I don't know, it's been like 5-6 years. And it's weird. I don't know. Just not having, it's great not having to go to 2-3 different households for the holidays, but at the same time, you kind of miss it. No one really talks about when you go through a breakup or, something of that sort. You don't just miss your partner, your previous partner, you also miss their family because you spent so much time with them. I don't want to admit it, but it's true. I miss that.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have 3 cats in my house. Only 2 of them are mine. But it's another Christmas that is about to come and go where my relationship status is the same. And it's crazy because if you had asked me 10 years ago if I would be single at 38, I would have been like, absolutely not. And if I am, then just me now, you know? I have such a complicated relationship with this time of year. I really do, because I have a complicated relationship with being single. There's a part of me that really values my life and my time to myself and my independence. And then there's a part of me that feels really embarrassed about admitting that I want to be in a relationship. And I think a big part of that is it makes me feel like maybe I'm being needy or I'm being clingy and all these like, I don't know what it is, but it's almost embarrassing. I feel embarrassed to be 38 and single and never married. I also think a part of me feels forgotten by God or the universe because I feel like I've done so much internal work on myself, and yet I feel like I can't seem to attract my person into my life. And even saying all of this out loud feels really cringy, which is why I'm making myself say it out loud and admit it. Because I'm sure that there's other people that feel the same way. But it makes me, I have a really hard time not wondering what is wrong with me. And I have to stop myself from going down that spiral because it can get very dark when I start to think of the reality is at my age, I may never have children at this point. And that makes me really sad. And there is a reality in which I don't ever find somebody. And that makes me really sad. And so the tension this year for me is allowing myself to have those wants, but then also allowing myself to embrace that maybe I am enough for myself. So I guess I'm just sharing this for other people out there who may be single and having the same thoughts and feelings this holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. You're not alone.
Well, it's human nature to want a relationship, so it's not really needy. The reason she finds herself 38 and single is likely because she's very independent. She mentions she feels forgotten, but she feels forgotten because independence, while empowering, can sometimes create distance between her and others. Right now, at 38, she's struggling to find a man because, over the years, she's built a life that revolves around her own success and self-sufficiency. The more time she spends focusing on her career, personal goals and independence, the less space she has left to nurture relationships. The longer this goes on, the harder it can be to let down her guard and open up to someone new. While independence is good, this is the isolation it can cause, if not managed. It sometimes strips away the family life from women who walks this path.